everyone, my name is Becky and this is a hand knit letter. Thank you so much for joining me. Usually I do a show and tell style knitting podcast, but today I am mixing it up with something different. I'm going to share with you over 20 free knitting patterns that I think would be perfect for gifts. So buckle up. So the reason why I think these make good gifts is they don't require a lot of yardage, they're not going to take a lot of time, and they're useful. I found all of these patterns on Ravelry and they're all free patterns like I mentioned before. I also created a bundle, so I will link my Ravelry down below where you can click through that bundle and pick out these patterns. So the first pattern is by Christy Wallace Horan and it's called the Shamrock Tea Cosy. A plain but interesting tea cozy made with 2 colors of yarn and a pom-pom. The gauge isn't that important, so you can be creative and use up those lovely leftovers, easy enough to whip up in a couple of evenings. So in this pattern she marled 2 yarns together, but you can just do a single color if you want to. And the yarn weight mentioned is DK, but she says that the gauge isn't specific, so you can play around with it until you get the right dimensions. I noticed on the project pages it was under 300 yards that people used to make these tea cozies. It's knit in 2 pieces and it's seamed up the side, leaving 2 openings for the handle and the spout. And so you can measure your tea kettle and knit it perfectly, or just kind of leave the openings a little bit longer so that you can be sure that that fits the handle and spout for the recipient. So next up is the double thick pot holder. This is a pattern published by Pearl Soho, but it is by Daniela Taylor. This requires 159 yards to make this pot holder, and it's a worsted weight cotton style yarn. So this is originally written for Pearl Soho's Sun Shower Cotton, which is 100% cotton, but we all know those like peaches and cream and different yarns that you can get pretty much anywhere at any kind of yarn store or grocery store, even Walmart. That would be perfect for this pot holder. It's basically the same thing. I know Knit Picks carries a line also. So yeah, the double thick pot holder. Next up is the hot water bottle cover by Emily Bolden. This is published in Maker Store, and it is a DK weight yarn, around 186 to 219 yards. You can marl them together, you can make a striped one, you can make anything about this hot water bottle cover. I think it's perfect. So the description on this is a simple and cozy cover for your hot water bottle, worked either in the round or flat from the bottom up. It is fast to knit up no matter what your skill level. So this would be a perfect gift if you know that someone likes to have a hot water bottle and they don't have a cover for theirs, or if you want to get them a hot water bottle and the cover. That is a lovely gift, especially coming into winter and fall here in the Northern Hemisphere. Nice for someone that might be under the weather, or is going to have like a surgery or something like that. I think it would be perfect. So back to Pearl Soho. There's going to be quite a few of them, of the Pearl Soho patterns in here, because they are a lovely resource of free knitting patterns as well as beautiful yarns. But this one is the corner to corner washcloth. It's just a cotton washcloth, simple stitch, really beautiful. I love the fact that it has a I-cord, looks like loop on the corner that you can use to hang it up on the knob of the kitchen cabinet or on a hook. I think that's really great, so it can dry out. This requires 134 yards. It is 9.5 inches square. A few of these would be a lovely gift, like in a little pretty stack, or one with a really nice bar of soap would be a lovely gift to give. Next up is the Drip Coaster by Carrie Weaver. This is adorable. It's like looks like a little rug for your cup or a mug. It's a mug rug. This pattern uses doubled sock yarn and the acceptable gauge is flexible. I've knit this out of doubled Patton's Croy. It was a striping yarn, but when I doubled it from either end, it marled it really pretty, made some lovely coasters, and I do like this pattern, and it knits up incredibly fast. Same type of vein here, we've got Main Street by Tin Can Knits. It is a cup or mug cozy with a pretty cabled pattern. This is a DK weight yarn, requires 50 yards, and they say this is a great project for using up odds and ends and makes a cute gift for your coffee companions. So most of people either drink coffee or some type of hot beverage like tea, and so this would be a lovely gift to make for them. I think that rounds up the category of home wares. So for the reader in your life, I've picked out 2 bookmarks. The first one is Bookmark Birds, and this is a pattern by Claire Garland. And these are super cute. They require 13 to 15 yards. So if you just have some scraps, you can make these. So the notes on this, it says it's knitted flat in one piece using simple garter stitch to create the subtle shapings. And she says that I made one in under an hour. So that is a pattern to keep in your back pocket for sure. You just have a little bit of scraps, you don't know what to do with it, or if you need to crank out a quick gift, this is perfect. So next up is super cute for children or for cat lovers in your life. This is called Inside Cat, and it's basically like a little flat cat that sits inside your book and his little head peeks out the top, and it's really, really cute. The notes on this say, I designed Inside Cat to knit up with ease and minimal seaming. You'll switch from I-cord to flat knitting to circular knitting to create the body and head. Then you'll attach I-cord limbs and triangle ears with just a few finishing stitches. The embroidery for the face is so simple, you could do it while balancing 3 cats in your lap. So that's fun. And this requires 30 to 40 yards. So also a lovely mini skein project. If you don't know what to do with a mini skein, or if you have some scraps left over, this is perfect. And it would be lovely for pretty much anybody. You know, anybody would like to have a flat cat. That's the kind of cat that I would like to have. Like how the little tiny paws stick up from the top of the book. It's really cute. And it would be a lot of fun to knit one that looks like someone's cat. So if you have a friend who is in love with their cat, to pick out colors to make it look just like their cat. I think that would be great. The rest of the patterns are all accessories, and there's something for everybody in here. I think that most of the hats that I'm gonna share come in different sizes, so you can use that for the whole family. So the first one is my favorite go-to, tried and true, classic ribbed hat by Pearl Soho. I have made so many of these. I think they look good on everybody. I really, really like them. This pattern comes in 6 sizes, so definitely something for the whole family. It requires 110 to 305 yards. It's a DK weight. I've also knit this at a worsted weight with worsted weight yarn, and I had no problem. It wasn't tremendously bigger. The nice part about it is it's ribbed, so it fits people really well. So if you kind of know, if you've seen their head before, you kind of know which one will fit them, and the ribbing is really forgiving. So I think it's a perfect pattern. So next up is Jason's Cashmere Hat, which I think is a lovely hat. I've knit this several times. It looks special, but it's not difficult at all. Really classy look. I think that you can knit this and someone can wear it, and I don't think it would go out of style. Some hats, you know, they are more trendy than others, but I think this one is something that could stand the test of time and you'd still look sharp. So the next pattern is going to bridge the gap between 2 categories here. This one is the Watch Cap and Mitts by Pearl Soho. This is also knit out of DK. It requires 70 to 300 yards. You have patterns from toddler to adult large. The hat is a really nice, simple, classic. Mitts can be made into mittens or fingerless mitts, which I think is nice. They call them hand warmers, but they're the fingerless mitts. This set would look nice on men or women. Okay, so now in the category of things for your hands, I have the World's Simplest Mitten by Tin Can Knits. This really is the world's simplest mitten, but it also looks great. It's available in sizes toddler to adult large. It is also perfect for any weight of yarn. They give you the gauge from everything from fingering to chunky. So you're able to check your gauge to make sure the size isn't bananas and you're getting the size that you want, but you can use any yarn that you have available. So next up is an adorable fingerless mitten pattern called Mitones Arbolito. And this is a fingering weight mitten with a pretty design on the back of the hand. It kind of looks like a tree. I think that's what the name, I think it means little tree or little trees or something like that. It requires 164 to 219 yards, and the sizes available are small through extra large. Definitely gonna knit up a pair of these for the winter time. So let's talk about stuff that goes around your neck. Next one is an adorable pattern called Berry Scarf. And this is, the notes on this say, Berry Scarf is based on a traditional bow tie scarf and designed with bauble and knot details. The scarf is very light and easy to carry. The pattern includes adults and kid size together, so you can wear the same scarf with your kid. you can see the tutorials on the link below. So there's tutorials included in this free pattern, which I think is fantastic. It is a worsted weight yarn. You need about 150 to 200 yards to make this. And wouldn't that be cute as like a little mommy and me scarf combo for a friend and their child? Speaking of super cute, everyone loves the pressed flowers patterns by Amy Christoffers, and this one she offers for free. This is the pressed flowers kerchief. This pattern calls for a DK weight yarn, and the yardage is 228 yards. The pressed flowers kerchief is knit side to side, increasing every other row for the first half and decreasing every other row for the second half. It is worked in an all-over mosaic stitch with a motif border. It can be made in any size by adding or subtracting repeats. So that's cool. So if you want to make it a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, you certainly can do that. And you can also see whether or not you like mosaic knitting with this pattern. And also whether or not you enjoy knitting this pressed flowers motif. If you knit this and you're like, I gotta have more, she has more. She's got a cardigan, a hat, a scarf, a shawl, socks, I think. In adorable kerchief patterns, we have the Popple Bandana by the Lamb & Kid Designs. This is really cute. I love this one. It's fingering weight yarn. They use the Diamond Lane Birdie and the Elmer fingering in this. The notes on this say that we love a good bandana in warmer weather, and this one is just that. It's lightweight both in knitting and the wearing. So that's really nice. And it says it's a fun to work slip stitch pattern, an easily memorized 8-row repeat. So this is super cute, and I want one now. How many times can I say super cute? Because it's gonna happen a lot. Tiny Tassels by Karen Fernandez. This is so cute. This is super cute. This requires 400 yards. It comes in one size, but it's a small shawlette or kerchief. And this is a beginner-friendly pattern. Like it's just garter. Looks like it's garter, and the tassels are adorable. It would be perfect for your scraps because you could use them in the different colors that you see pictured here or one color. And I think it would, and I think whoever you're gonna give this to is going to love it. And you may wanna keep it for yourself because I think if I knit it, I would wanna keep it for myself. 3 patterns for gents for the neck region. This one is the boyfriend scarf. It is knit, it's a worsted weight scarf that is a super easy and very suitable for the beginner. It will look good in any yarn weight. And it says both sides are very attractive. So you have pretty on both sides, the wrong and the right. And if you're a beginner knitter, or even if you're not, it's a beautiful stitch pattern. I think it would look very classy. I'm going back to Pearl Soho here with the Mistake Rib scarf. This is a sport weight yarn. This is gonna be the one that's gonna require the most yardage. This one is anywhere from 654 to 872 yards. So that's a lot of yarn. If you're wanting that classy, quintessential scarfy scarf, this is it. It looks just like when you say the word scarf, that's what people probably are thinking of. It's never gonna go out of style, and it's perfect for whoever would wear a scarf. They would wear this one. You don't have to even guess. Are they gonna like it? If they like scarves, they're gonna like this one. The next one is a pocket square pattern called the Jaunty SOB. So if you know an SOB that likes to look jaunty, this is perfect for them. This is made out of light fingering. This would be a perfect pattern for those silk yarns, like the knitting for Olive Pure Silk, so like the silky bamboo yarns or whatever, but it needs a small weight, it needs a very lightweight yarn for this so that it can have that nice drape. This takes around 75 yards. So on the project pages, there's a couple pictures that different people had posted of the pocket square tucked into a man's suit pocket, and it doesn't look clunky. I think it looks really nice. And the notes on this say that the seed stitch makes a fabulous fabric that gives wonderful sculptural folds. So that's perfect for a pocket square. Only 2 more patterns left. You're doing it. We're almost there. This is the Soho Scrunchie by Tori Yu. It's designed for any gauge. There is mini, medium, and jumbo. The notes on this say, behold, the perfect quick project to use up those precious scraps of yarn. The yarn requirements on this would be dependent on what yarn weight you're using, but also what size you're making. So if you're going to use bulky weight yarn, for example, you would need 22 yards for the mini and 66 for the jumbo. For fingering, you would need 42 for the mini and 126 for the jumbo, and so on and so forth. I'm sure there's someone in your life who has hair that they like to put up or put back, and this would be a lovely gift for them, and I'm sure they would treasure it. Last but not least is my favorite slipper pattern of all time. This is the Non-Felted Slippers by Yuko Nakamura, and it requires a super bulky yarn. They're cushy because they have a nice thick bottom. They don't come off my heel, they stay on. I just love them, and they keep my tootsies toasty. So I definitely am going to knit another pair of these because I have holes in mine. Woo, we did it. I'll have the pattern bundle listed down below that you can click on and access any of these patterns through Ravelry. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back next time with my regular show and tell style video. And so we'll see each other then. Bye-bye.